2015 question 15. Which of the following statements concerning atom is correct? So option A, all atoms do not carry any net charges. There's no net charge. So here, charge. What's the big deal about charges? So basically it's saying whether there's any positive or negative charge at all. So who has positive or negative charge? Yep, they're called ions. Ions have positive or negative charge. They're the ones that have net charges. So atoms, that is true, they do not carry net charges. Atoms are basically zero. They have no charge. So option A is already the answer, but let's look at the other three options. Option B, mass is evenly distributed within an atom. Now, is that true? Let's look at the atomic model. It's probably been ages you've never seen this atomic model. It's maybe, but if you're a Form 3 science student and you're watching this video, then maybe you've seen it quite regularly. So here in the middle, at the nucleus, you have something called, maybe I'll draw the positive here. You have this protons, which is positive, and you have neutrons, which have no charge. So maybe I'll draw the neutrons in blue and the protons in green. And surrounding it, there is a sea of electrons that you say, or the electrons are moving around in circles. So usually you'll see these shells. I mean, if you're a chemistry student, you know, okay, I'm going to put some negative here so you get to see it. But anyway, the main point of it is that you can see in the nucleus, there is protons and neutrons. But right around the circle, around the sphere, you'll see electrons are randomly moving in whatever direction they want. So here, mass is not really evenly distributed. You can see they're further away, far apart. So actually, they are unevenly distributed. So this is not true. Option C, it says all atoms consist of protons, neutrons, and electrons, no matter what they are, whatever element it is. Is that true? Of course not, because one example is, let's look at, for C, let's look at hydrogen. You can see hydrogen, it has one proton, it has one electron, and can you tell me what's the mass number? Yeah, the mass number is 1. Why is the mass number 1? Because it has 0 neutrons. So not all atoms have this, and an example here is hydrogen. So I'll write it here. Hydrogen is not true. And for part D, it says for all elements, atoms of the same element would have the same mass number. So in other words, saying if it's the same element, it will always have the same mass number. Is that true? No, of course not. And that's the main topic for Book 1B, Microscopic World 1. One of the main topics is isotopes, the presence of isotopes. So what are isotopes? Remember, they're the same element with the same number of protons, but they have different number of neutrons. And because they have different number of neutrons, they will have different mass number. So here, option D is also wrong. So A is the only correct answer.